Well, now that we have a bigger spending wallet, it's time to go do what we were actually supposed to be here for.
Oh, so that's... You can go through the whole game without finding that, then.
Yeah.
Okay.
Where did you get all this money? A mystical fairy gave it to me.
To be fair, you kind of want to go out of your way to get the wallet upgrade because you need it for Tingle.
So there's multiple wallet upgrades in this game, right?
Yes.
As usual.
If you get a different one first, will that give you like the first tier wallet, and then if you came back, okay, that's how it worked in Twilight Princess, I believe. But I just wanted to make sure, because in some games you can find like the third version of something before the second, and then you'll get the second, and you'll be like, whoa, this was a waste.
Which is odd, because usually the game is programmed so that you can't get like the third tier or the second tier without getting the one previous.
This kind of treasure is a pain in the ass because there's no visual indicator in the water of where it is.
Why does it have to go away when you get close? I mean,
So that you have to hunt for it.
I guess so, but it just kind of adds a layer of tediousness to it.
Let's face it. The game is already throwing you a bone by giving you the exact spot. You know, there's no reason why the treasure should be glowing in the first place and then it disappears when you get close to it. They want to guide you, but they also don't want to... And it just sounds weird. They don't want to hold your hand, either.
Well, in that case, all that they should do is just have the sound, like Metroid Prime, I believe, does that.
Yeah, but maybe they see differently.
This whirlpool is annoying.
It'll go away once we get the wall open.
Oh man, the game does not like this area.
No,
Nope.
it even chugged like this in the GameCube game.
I generally just assume that they wouldn't have added slowdown for the remake.
You'd be surprised. Tales of Symphonia has a pretty piss-poor HD port.
Yeah, but then again, that's also... I don't know. I'm really kind of annoyed because I bought that HD port thinking, oh, I never finished the GameCube version. I'll play this on the PS3 because it'll be better graphically. And I never got around to it.
Well, it's got a better resolution, but for some reason, half the frame rate. What the fuck?
Yeah, I don't get that.
Yeah, I still need to beat that game because I liked a lot of it from what I played. It's just due to real life complications, I couldn't play for like 2 weeks. And the part where I stopped was right when you get your airship. Well, not the airship, like the air motorbike. So...
If you got 3,000 hours to spare, got a full playthrough on SGP, don't do it.
Wait, why is...
Hi, Jabu-Jabu.
Is the game really that long?
It's long, Ted.
I know RPGs are long, but I've also played and beaten Tales of the Abyss, and I don't remember it being like more than 40 hours. Well, maybe 60.
He has no connection to the legendary one. Ha 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 ha.
Why are you talking to each other in different languages?
Wait, you know what? It would be hilarious if this Link was the only one who was exempt from Skyward Sword's reincarnation thing. And that's why he's the biggest fuck-up of the bunch. Because he's literally just some guy wearing his clothes.
He's a Link cosplay.
I thought that was supposed to be the implication the entire time.
Well, they didn't think up the reincarnation thing until Skyward Sword after this. 2 games
You know what?
after this.
It is a
so.
safe implication, though, because I think amongst all the other Links in the series thus far, up until Wind Waker at this point, I'm not counting future games after this, Link always had the Triforce of Courage inherited to him through
Except for
magical
Zelda.
means.
Yeah, it's Zelda 1 he had it.
Yeah,
Zelda 1 he had it, Zelda 2, obviously by extension it's the sequel, Link to the Past, Ocarina of Time, Majora's Mask. In this game, he has to find it.
yeah,
He has to prove that he's worth it.
yeah. So maybe he's, I don't know. Maybe he's.
Maybe Nintendo just bullshatted all as they went along and then tried to pass it off as intentional.
Yeah, that sounds like the most obvious solution.
I'm not saying it's a bad plot line for the series to... I'm not saying it's a bad plot line for them to have gone with, but...
Jesus Christ.
Oh, God.
The seagulls warned you, Ryan.
Damn it.
The seagulls warned you.
There's something worthwhile here.
Oh,
Honestly, I find it more interesting when we have a hero who's like earning his place among legends instead of it just being handed to him. It's
Yeah.
less Gary Stewish that way. That's kind of why I liked
Well,
Linkle in Hyrule
It can
Warriors.
go both ways. I agree. I think it's more interesting when they have to earn that. But I also think there's merit in the hero is expected to be this, and he has to live up to that pressure.
Having greatness thrust upon them.
Yeah, that can work as well. I'm just saying that they're...
Yeah, the Harry Potter effect, essentially.
Yes.
And down goes the Kraken.
Man, these things are supposed to be a big deal.
There's multiple
And another great
varieties.
berry.
Alright, the first Kraken I ever encountered in a video game was in Shining Force 2. And it was a big-ass motherfucker. And this was really intimidating because we're talking about a Fire Emblem-style game where 99.9% of the enemies are one square big, no matter how powerful they are. And suddenly you're fighting this Kraken that's bigger than your ship. And different parts of it are separate enemies. And it's just like, oh, Jesus. So that Fairy Queen doesn't even get her own fountain, huh?
I miss this.
Yeah, the Great Fairy doubled your magic meter.
Oh, sweet.
Thank God.
That's helpful.
Yeah.
I mean, it would be more helpful if they did more with the magic meter, but still.
It's just the leaf, as far as I can tell, right?
Yeah. Any advantage is an advantage.
You got someone's tears.
Does the spin attack take magic in this one?
I think once you get the charge up one.
The charge up one does. The regular 360-degree spin does not. Just like in Ocarina of Time.
Okay. Link, going through people's mail is illegal.
No, it's my mail.
Oh.
It's one of those.
So wait, why is all of your mail going to different mailboxes across the globe?
Just open the mailbox. Do you want to increase your penis size by 9 inches? Oh, that's not for you, my boy.
To be honest,
Not yet, anyway.
Yeah.
the spin attack in the 3D games is a little less interesting to me. Because I always found it... Like, it's just a charge-up attack in a lot of battles in the 3D games. Because the enemies are almost always in front of you. In the 2D games, they were kind of a way of bypassing having to position yourself, but you could also hold the button, and that would hold your sword out, and you could charge into the enemy and poke them.
I think in a third dimension, it depends on what version of the sword spin you use, because the 360 one, I think, takes a degree of skill to implement it in a combo game, where the charge-up attack is more like a room clearer. If you don't have the means to just avoid enemy attack, you just need some room to breathe.
Yeah.
But that takes time, and it's clunky in that regard, I think.
Yeah. I mean, the analog stick 360 is a nice mechanic. I enjoy using that, but I never got as much use out of it as just poking the enemy with my sword.
Well,
there was the thing where in Link's Awakening, and I'm pretty sure probably A Link to the Past as well, although I never played enough of it to actually think to test it out, you could, when you were holding the sword out and in its poking mode, you could poke the walls to see if there were any hidden bomb walls, because not all of them were visible.
yeah,
Some of them.
Yeah, you could do that in Link to the
cracks
Past.
into the wall.
Couldn't you do that in the original Legend of Zelda as well? And that was like the only...
No.
No?
You just
No.
have to know.
I don't think the poking mechanic was in the original Legend of
The
Zelda.
poking mechanic was in A Link to the Past, and they updated it to be in Ocarina of Time as well.
Okay, well then... Okay, so... Because I remember, like, looking up... I remember reading in an article somewhere where it's just like, in the original Legend of Zelda, you could tell which walls are bombable by the sound, and I'm like, no, it's not. I'm pretty sure it's 100% bullshit trial and error.
But here's the thing, though, Ryan. The poking mechanic was in Link to the Past, but you never needed to use it because walls were clearly marked with cracks.
Yeah.
Link's Awakening was very selective about that, which angered.
Basically, Link's Awakening, for the most part, you could see the ones you had to blow up, but there were hidden treasures behind other walls.
I don't mind it as much if it's a situation where you can see in one room that there's no way in, or there's only a crack on one side and you have to blow up the wall on the side that's not cracked or something like that. If they do creative things with it, I don't mind it. But if it's just like, here's a room that you have no idea that it would be here because there's no indication at all, then it bothers me.
I think like you would know the room was there once you got the dungeon map. But you would have to poke the walls yourself to find it without the map.
But the overworld was a little more vague about that.
Did the overworld have any bomb walls that you couldn't see though?
Yeah.
Huh.
Yeah. There is a few I can think of in Link's Awakening that you had to know that it was already there, or you had to poke it with your sword.
So are you just getting all of these upgrades out right now, Ryan?
I can, yeah.
If
So.
he has the ability to, and as long as he remembers to edit, I don't see why not.
Once you get past a certain point, like all of the upgrades in the game can be gotten all at once. It's and there's part of the Deku Tree thing mini game.
No.
As long as you know to remember to edit, fucking go for it. You know, when Matt and I did the Zelda 1 Let's Play so many years ago, you know what the first thing I did in that game? Save our rupees to get the blue ring. Which is 255 rupees. And keep in mind, Octoroks in that game gave you rupees in increments of 5 and 1. But it's okay, because I edited past all that. Matt was bored.
Well, unless you,
I don't
you
care.
could potentially do the, it's a secret to everybody, guys.
Yeah, you can get, I think before you even enter the first dungeon in Zelda 1, you can get at least 7 hearts, the white sword, and the blue ring. It's overkill, but you can do it.
I like that. I like that kind of open exploration in Zelda, but the 3D games tend to lack that element quite a lot.
Well, isn't that what Breath of the Wild is trying to exemplify?
Yeah, more or less. I mean, the point's been brought up a lot in response to the, Zelda's mimicking Skyrim criticism, but Zelda sort of did it before Elder Scrolls.
Well, that's what they keep trying to, tell everybody, is that they're merely going back to how open-ended the original Zelda was, which, it can be interesting, I think, if done right. And as long as you...
Wind Waker itself was kind of trying to go for the same sort of thing. It's just not the same when it's a world covered in water.
But there's water all over the place.
Yeah. Whereas Breath of the Wild is an open world where every area has its own environment for you to navigate and whatnot, so...
What are the pearls for, again?
They open the way, and then a seagull comes out of nowhere and picks it up.
Oh. So, wait, was the King of Red Lions yawning at you, or was it yelling at... Oh, okay.
It does yawn, yeah.
Why would a boat with no lungs need to yawn?
My boy, I want ice cream.
King?
Oh, hey, you figured out a way to display the tinkle bottles on the screen. Huh. Okay.
Cool.
Did you just, like, between parts, switch the screen to display menus on the main screen so that you could actually show us what you were doing?
No, I didn't mess with that at all.
I think there's something you can mess with to show that it'll display on the TV instead of the gamepad. I'm fine with either or. It doesn't matter to me.
Now, let me guess. The bomb that thing shot at you, it's going to hit you as soon as you get out of this cutscene, isn't it?
That depends if it's a midair or not. We'll find out.
Oh, no. Skillful dodge.
Stupid Octoroks.
98 bottles appear on the wall. Yeah, I'm going to stop you right there.
I know a song that gets on everybody's nerves.
They put up a defensive perimeter, which you casually drove straight through.
Hey, King. I'm thinking of a number between 1 and 3. It's 2. How did you know? That's the 3rd time in a row.
Want to play I Spy? There's nothing to see out here.
I spy something blue. Water. Oh, you did it again.
I spy something blue. No, it's the sky this time.
Dick.
Yeah, P-hats.
P-hats will forever remain the most annoying Zelda enemy to me. I mean, there's a lot of them.
3D.
No, I hated them in the original Zelda too. Although,
For different reasons.
they're not as bad as those guys that, like, pop out of the ground, whose names I don't remember.
Sand Reavers. The Reavers or Movers, I think.
P-hats are kind of the Hammer Brothers of the Zelda series. They seem to be deliberately engineered to piss you off.
That sound makes me feel like I'm late for class. The dinging sound.
Well, only if it actually played like the actual school bell, which would be really weird for Zelda's case.
And one more.
At least they're marked on the map.
You're showing off the required sailing, right?
Yes.
Okay.
Essentially.
Yeah, because if you had to suffer through it, we have to too. I understand.
Well, that's. I'm assuming if you're doing the bare minimum, this is what you're going to have to do.
Yeah.
So, if I'm going for anything extra, like the extra bombs or wallets or whatever, I cut that out.
I would have loved if you pulled that up and it was Ganondorf. With his mouth on the hook.
No, it was old school
I
Ganon.
have a lot of questions.
Old school Ganon. Old school Ganon. Fat ass pigman.
Yeah, Ganon isn't in this. Normal Ganon isn't in this game, right?
No.
Is it?
But you know what? He doesn't need to be.
They kind of gradually phased pig face Ganon out of the series in favor of human Ganon.
Until Twilight Princess.
Well, in Twilight Princess, he transforms into a demon pig thing.
Which is Ganon.
But then he turns back into human Ganon for the final confrontation.
Which was weird, for the record. Like,
Well, no, it was
Backwards,
just supposed to be a
but-
parallel to Wolf Link, and, the
Yeah.
hero has a transformation, so does the villain.
yeah, I get it, but it was strange that wasn't the final boss, because normally Beast Ganon is the final boss. So, and well, they're kind of going back on it, because from what I can tell in Breath of the Wild, it's not Ganondorf, it's Ganon is like the swirly purple stuff around Hyrule Castle. So, neat.
Yeah, but he's gonna have a physical form.
I wouldn't be surprised if they didn't. If he was just
Nah, I don't think they're gonna do that. They're gonna give him a physical form, and I wouldn't be surprised if it was pig.
Vati, anyone?
The pig face Ganon is a classic Zelda element, but it's not as constantly on screen as the green tunic and stuff. So, as far as character designs that don't entirely work anymore, I think Nintendo feels that they can get away with downsizing its presence more.
I think if you're truly gonna harken back to Zelda 1, Ganon, in some form or fashion, needs to have his pig form.
Well, he already does kind of have his pig form in the swirly purple stuff. If you see they have some footage of it from E3. It's just you have to see the people who actually went to the story markers instead of just fucking around. There's like in the swirly purple stuff. There's like it'll take the shape of Beast Ganon's head from time to time. So. He's technically in the game. Like, I'm sure that you won't just be fighting like a cloud of smoke with a sword. But
Do they ever actually explain why Ganondorf takes a pig form?
Evil?
It's something about like demise, and I don't care. I don't.
Well,
care.
I mean, like, did Demise have a pig form?
No.
Okay, so
No.
is there any real connection between Demise and Ganon?
No.
As in Ganon
No.
the pig form? No? Oh, okay.
He just has a pig form.
Maybe
He
it's
just- he
symbolic
just
for how
eats.
he's a glutton for power. Or maybe it's just a dumb evil demon form that they went with in the first game and weren't really thinking about.
My boy, don't fall for the fake out. Don't fall for the fake out.
Everything's intentional, Lewis. Looks like Team Link's blasting off again.
That would kill a man.
That's like the third death-defying stunt that Link's pulled this week. He's fine.
Ancient Hyrulean laser beams.
And these are, of course, Din Nyaru and Furore. I think that's how they're pronounced. The three goddesses.
Oh, we finally
Yeah.
found the Bermuda Triangle.
You
Triangles.
gotta try and goals.
It was a bit more literal than I expected.
Shit, I'm gonna have to climb to the top of that, aren't I?
Pretty much. This, unfortunately, is probably one of the more cliche RPG dungeons in the Zelda series. The giant ruined tower that rises out of the ocean thing.
Smart Oh, fuck, Link. I was just about to compliment you saying that you're smart. Cling onto the top of the tower so you don't have to go through the whole dungeon.
At the very least, I didn't have to sail here.
My face. No, my boy.
How the hell did the King of Red Lions get here so fast?
Just did.
Why can't you sail that fast when I'm actually on your back, you asshole?
He has secret turbo boosters that he doesn't tell Link because he's a dick.
Don't press the little red button on the gear shift.
No, you see, it's a red button, but his entire ship is red, so it's hard to see.
I'm pretty sure this is the water dungeon, but is it
A little bit, but
Sort of.
Does it follow the trend of being really fucking annoying like other Zelda water dungeons, or is it just kind
no,
of
this one isn't bad.
What was the
Alright.
water dungeon from Twilight Princess? Because that one actually didn't bother me too much. I think that's the one you get the first hook shot in.
Yeah, I can't remember. Lake Bed Temple.
Yeah, that one wasn't bad.
Yeah.
No, there's a reason why Water Temple is not great. Oh, you
Oh,
moron.
I feel so bad.
That's happened to every one of us.
It has, but I feel terrible. So, and you just did all of that sailing too. Oh God.
Yeah, from the end of the second dungeon in Forest Haven to there, I had to redo all over again.
Yes, yeah. Ladies and gentlemen, next time we'll see you for part 13 of the Wind Waker competition.
So, yeah, that's basically just to say, if my rupee count is slightly different, yeah, that's why.
Oh man, that's just. Oh God.
Yeah, check to see if the recording's good. Okay, it's good. Turn on the system. 2 seconds later, wait.